Nigerian banks notify customer on implementation of 10% withholding tax. Nigerian banks have begun notifying their customers about the implementation of a 10% withholding tax on interest earned from fixed income securities, following renewed enforcement by the Federal Inland Revenue Service (FIRS). Although the withholding tax policy is not new, the recent customer alert comes amidst the tax authority's reaffirmation of its commitment to full compliance. Banks, which are responsible for calculating, deducting, and remitting the tax, have advised customers to seek clarification from their relationship manager to fully understand how the deductions affect their investment returns. The tax applies to interest income earned from instruments such as treasury bill, corporate bond, promissory notes, bills of exchange, and similar money market securities. However, interest earned on Federal Government of Nigeria, FGN, bonds, and open market operation (OMO) bills remains exempt from the withholding tax. Some financial institutions had already begun applying the 10% deduction on eligible fixed income products even before the latest reminders. Really? One of the banks that issued formal notification to its investors' customers is Access Bank, which clarified that the tax applies to both new and existing investments affected by the policy. The renewed enforcement is part of the federal government's broader drive to strengthen non-oil revenue generation. The administration of President Bola Tinubu has repeatedly emphasized that tax reforms improve collection and compliance as key elements of its fiscal strategy. Market analysis suggests that the policy may influence investors' behavior in the fixed income market. The continued tax exemption on FGN bonds and OMO bills should increase their attractiveness, particularly to institutional investors such as pension funds and insurance firms that are sensitive to tax exposure. On the other hand, corporate issuers may face pressure from investors seeking high pre-tax yields. To offset the impact of the withholding tax, the development comes amid wider economic reforms and ahead of the presentation of the 2026 federal budget, which is expected to outline new revenue targets and national economic priorities. The government has also introduced a series of tax reforms, including new tax laws designed to streamline collection, improve compliance, and provide relief more for low-income earners and small business as part of efforts to stabilize public finances and drive sustainable growth. Okay, no problem. Nwachukwu says it is after I paid 10% tithe, Tinubu will also collect 10%. No be small thing. This is pure cankerworm. Adonjo says, please leave APC and Fulani account, please. Why should I leave APC and Fulani account? Chinedu says, 10% is criminal. Not even 3 or highest 5. But somebody's hard-earned money without government help. Like how government used to help citizens abroad for where they help us, or rather they take from us in this country. They just frustrate your life. Like how government used to help citizens abroad without government help, yet government steals 10%. Jesus help Nigerians, I'm telling you. 10% when you are not Jesus Christ. Daniel Ogo says, I'm happy that even some of his tribal people who are ready to fight for his re-election are not accepting. The way I say, see this moment, and most of the activists fighting Tinubu are from his tribe. Your comments reveal what you really are. Your intentions are very petty fellows. Simple says, now God will punish all of you. Thieves removing people's money disguised as tax. I'm telling you, you just want to be removing people's money. And people struggle to get jobs. You don't provide jobs. You don't provide anything. But people will struggle and do these things by themselves. Then you will now come from nowhere and say, you want to start taxing people. 10%. It's a lot though. It's a lot. It's really a lot. Sunday Ademola says, if people think they are God's collecting 10%, I'm telling you, 10% is for God, but you want to start collecting 10%. See how you dragging with God? Now, wow. Saidu Bakari says, daylight robbery, forget 2027. Obviously. If they do this and get away with it, don't be with that now. I just know that INEC is definitely going to make that election sweet and fine. It is well. Lulu Chizzy says, the withholding tax, when will it be released to the customers? Stealing in disguise, no be small thing. Chuku Nye says, with withdrawal of subsidy, high electricity tariff, etc., Nigeria is still borrowing. It is not tax that will stop borrowing. Because new jets, yacht, jumbo allowances for government officials, foreign trips, large convoy, etc. It never finish. It never finish, imagine. As Tony said, Tinubu is the highest criminal of all time. He said subsidy is gone. Till today, I've not seen any benefit of that. For where he wants to benefit. He increased electricity tariff, nothing to show. Now he's taxing Nigerians, even the poor masses, all the money he has borrowed, he wants the Nigerian masses to pay for it. Well, if they're Mamona, they should help him pay. And Yoruba people will be supporting him and hailing him. Which Yoruba people they support and hail him? I beg you, not all of us. Igi Adibi says, withholding tax or tax paid on investment is basically for the rich and people who have surplus. Or how many poor man has fixed deposit or collect dividends on shares? Tax is compulsory for any nation that wants to develop. Since the one we don't pay since, has it developed? So Nigeria budgets were not being financed by borrowing, and we are borrowed for the next 10 generations. Can you imagine? This is not sustainable. Hussein Yakubu says this is what you face when you have a subsidy, a thief as the president. First, Tinubu remove subsidy. We don't see money, Tinubu borrow money, we don't see money. Now Tinubu is taxing the nation again. What a useless president. It is well. At Easy Coker says, Emiloko is a tax master. Everybody knows that. It's not easier for him to take from the masses, giving little or nothing back. This is what he did in Lagos State for 8 years. He didn't establish any functional industry. This same thing he's now doing at the center. Federal level at the end of 8 years again. Nigeria may be worst off. No industries, so take care of yourself. Take care of employment, but so taxes, okay? Ayuba says, Tinubu is playing with fire, the fire that will consume him and his entire generation. If they try to touch my hand any money, Tinubu will not see next year. How much they inside your money? You don't do cost already. Except the council's new tax laws. But it's not for people like us now. It's for rich people. This is why my listeners, don't forget to like, to share, to subscribe. Thank you for listening. See you some other time. Bye.